So you did this Tide Pod challenge and you didn't die, which is awesome. Hi friends, and welcome back to AmandaMuse. Today for another installment of a vlog Mom Reacts To. So today what I'm reacting to is a little bit twofold, but primarily this whole Tide Pod challenge. Like, what is even happening? So I saw a couple of updates, predominantly Philip DeFranco. I watch his news show all the time and I love it. Which, by the way, if you find you just have a short amount of time and you know, folded laundry, he's a great channel to watch. I like how he gives his opinion in a way that like doesn't sway you, but I feel like he has good morals, and so I agree with a lot of his own personal opinions. But anyway, I digress. Tide Pod challenge. Basically, there's some idiots on the internet who are doing stuff for views, kind of similar to the last React To video I did, which was about Logan Paul, but you know, they're basically putting Tide Pods in their mouth. I will say I haven't watched any of them because it's not my jam. I don't have time to watch that. Stupid. Like, you can die. Like, these are not things you should be consuming. So yeah, I feel like the next thing people are going to start putting silica beads in their mouth or something ridiculous. Like, there's just certain things we shouldn't do. You feel me? Takes me back to when we used to do the stupidity of the cinnamon challenge. I guess it's kind of where all these challenges started from, but a lot of them are dangerous. And, you know, watching this little update about how, you know, these Tide Pod challenges, in my mind, I'm thinking this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So perhaps it's just life experience that's led me to realize the difference between right and wrong. I'm not sure. But I feel like the underlying current and theme is this ferocious appetite for celebrity, for fame, and for views, and how we are equating our value from all of those things. And that is terrifying. First of all, I do have to say, I do have a bit of a dark sense of humor. And so when I started seeing these things, you know, trending around the internet, my first thought was Darwinism. And I'm sorry if you are not evolved enough to realize that that is a dumb idea. Maybe we're good with your DNA continuing on in the earth, but that's a little dark. I don't want anyone to be hurt. I don't want anyone to die, obviously. Obviously. However, I think what kind of set me over the edge is when a very popular YouTuber, Glozell, did said same challenge. And I'm like, what now? Isn't Glozell like in her 40s? I'm confused. And so Philip DeFranco had a really good comment on it, and he said something like, you know, I see this trend where YouTubers are trying to like reignite their channel and sort of add new life to their channel. And I was like, wow, that is a terrifying truth. Like, where do we draw the line in terms of our own standards? And are we that desperate for fame that we can't do anything else? And I think, you know, I come back to what I was saying earlier in the year about my goals and setting goals for the year. And I really was like hitting home on integrity. And a few people that are close to me were like, babe, you can't be more, you know, have more integrity than you already have. But I think what I was really trying to like remind myself was to really, you know, who am I watching? Who am I paying attention to on the internet? And are those people, you know, trying their best to lead their lives with integrity, and are they conscious of their decisions and how they're going to affect people? Because, you know, someone like Glozell, and I haven't been following her channel closely for a long time by any means, but someone like Glozell, who's been on the internet for a long time, for God's sake, she is a parent. What are you doing? Like, you're setting such a bad example for the youth today. Like, that is not what grown-ups do, you know? Similarly, you know, when I first started YouTube, I saw a trend of, at the time, there were some amazing women creating content, but I did notice there was always that little element of like, they had to have cleavage showing. They always had the camera kind of angled to be showing the boobs. It was always that way. And I was like, well, isn't there a way to like get views and get respect and get subscribers and build the right audience without having to give away at all? Like, leave a little to the imagination. And so I feel like there's that same element right now going on where like, we are so hurting for recognition, for celebrity, that we're willing to do anything. And I see it all the time in the parenting realm of the internet, where the videos are positioned in a way where it's very like, you know, tragedy is strategy, and it's all sometimes like, we're going to the hospital and there's a kid like bleeding from the head, and really they just like bonked their head and needed a band-aid, but yeah, you need the views. And it's like, it's kind of a warped way of functioning. And as much as I want to like put all the blame on the creators who do that, the fact is the audience is obviously seeking out this kind of content. So it's a thing, you know, and I find it hard when you try to play along, like you want to play the game to a certain degree because you're like, well, this is my job and I want to make a go of it. But at the same time, like I have to live with myself with what I'm creating at the end of the day. And my kids are going to grow up and they're not going to want to be on camera as much as they've always wanted to be or have been, because they are now the bosses of their own life. And so I feel it's so important to, you know, when you're, whatever it is that you're doing, like, can you sustain it on your own, or are you depending on other people and other factors for this celebrity? I just noticed that we seem to be so quick and so willing to put aside our morals and our ability to like see right and wrong just for views and just for subscribers, and we're not really thinking about consequence as much as we should. And maybe I'm thinking about this because I'm like 33 and it's important to me and I'm setting an example for my children, even though I have to say on YouTube my audience is not that young demographic. I'm pretty sure most of you are a similar age to me. So you're all going to do what you need to do, and I'm pretty sure you're all grown up enough to know the difference, but I've got little people watching me. And I guess, you know, where I'm coming back to kind of full circle is the whole consequence thing is like, so you did this Tide Pod challenge and you didn't die, which is awesome. So it says something like almost 100 people have called poison control for eating Tide Pods this year. That was 5 days ago, and that might even only be specific to the States. That's insane. When we come back to like thinking about consequence and how we may impact people, when we do put content out or share opinions or share anything, you're destined to be somehow impacting people, and that becomes part of your legacy. So I pose the question to those people who are creating that kind of content, you know, is that what you want to be known for? Is that what you know, is that how you want to get your views? Like, I get it, because our culture is built on that like fascination with celebrity. I'm pretty sure the entire Kardashian empire is built on a sex tape. But that said, after said sex tape, they still had to do a lot of work. But, you know, there is still that element of like, we just need like one hit to get you to that next level. So I don't know. I will say this, as a creator, as someone who puts my life out there, I would be silly, or it wouldn't be right of me to say that I don't think about like, will this type of content do well and will I get good views on that and that kind of thing. However, I prefer to be someone who's like constantly working, constantly growing, like the little engine that could, you know, it's like continuing to go up, like that investment, you know, that stock you want to invest on. So that's something that I think about, and I would rather have that kind of commitment and that kind of growth from the right audience than a quick flash that's going to get the wrong people watching my content, and then you're sort of navigating this pool of insanity. Because sometimes, I swear to God, if you read the comments, it's terrifying. Like, I'm not sure that really the people hunting for fame appreciate what it is they're hunting for sometimes, you know? And you know, there is this misconception that people who have all the money or who have all the accolades and have all this fame are happy. And we all know that isn't true. I mean, that stuff doesn't buy happiness. That's a whole other conversation. But anyway, I'm curious to know what you guys think about all of this. So like the Tide Pod challenge, this hunt for fame, you know, tragedy is strategy on the internet. Let me know. I'm sure we could talk about this further. If you're new, I would love it if you consider subscribing. Me and Spider-Man have some chilling to do. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.